Lag out. It's time to get.
Alright, what's up, y'all? Back with another breakdown. You know, it's been a minute, 3 weeks or so since I've made a video, so had to drop, another breakdown. DNA versus Saurus will be coming out the 15th. So I thought I'd go ahead and give it a breakdown since I'd ordered the pay-per-view and watch it and just put it out a few days early. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it, the breakdown. Alright, and there's been some people out there talking about that I don't watch URL, but check it. For like the last, who knows, 7 or 8 months, URL has not dropped any battles, really. I mean, they've dropped some Proving Ground battles, and then they had JC versus Young Ill, and then they had Conceited versus Sue Surf, you know what I'm saying? And they just dropped DNA versus K-Shine, but I watched DNA K-Shine, DNA Thesaurus, and I thought DNA Thesaurus was a closer matchup. It's pretty evident K-Shine, beat DNA, so I thought this would be a better one to review. I don't want to review both of them. K-Shine pretty clearly took that 2-1. Probably the clearest. It's almost to body in a way in 2-1, but anyway, that's not what we're here. We're here for DNA Thesaurus, so let's get into this first round real quick. Alright, Thesaurus went first. His first round was pretty good. He started off with some Peter name flips. His name's Peter for anyone that doesn't know that. Thesaurus' name. So he started off with some name flips. Since the moment Peter rose, he been seeing red. You gonna feel awful if you try to take Peter bread. There were some other ones in there, but those ones, 2 ones I thought were the dopest. But those name flips he was doing were dope. He had a corny joke about people who write DNA's bars are called DNAs. Excuse me. I just didn't think that it was funny, but it was kind of like corny funny. He had some lines in there about Charlie clips, which was a kind of a reoccurring theme for him in this battle. Some of the lines were dope. The ones in the first rounds weren't dope to me. It was kind of, I don't want to say filler, but kind of, I don't know what the words for it. They just weren't dope. But the way Thesaurus entered his first round was kind of dope to me. I'ma detonate DNA minute, give DNA men before there ain't any DNA in it. That shit was dope. I like that. Overall, man, Thesaurus had a pretty good round one. But DNA goes next. I felt like his round one was good as well. He starts off his first round by saying that Thesaurus is gonna be behind these bars like Holohan, because that's the rumor why Holohan wasn't at Vengeance 2, because Holohan got locked up. Allegedly, no one knows. I mean, you can't say for sure. But he started off his round with saying that. That was an okay line. The first time I seen Thesaurus get lost for words, line was dope. He was talking about Thesaurus' battle with Matter and Don't Flop. But that line was dope. DNA had some of the same name flips as Thesaurus did, but some of them still managed to be dope. He had a Peter Rose one, a Peter Bread one too, were dope. But the name flip that was really dope, that got me, man, that Thesaurus didn't mention, that DNA did, got nothing but white shooters, so you can die from this pistol, Pete. That shit was dope. I like that one. And he ends his round by saying he needs a title shot against Arcane. Overall, man, I thought DNA Thesaurus in round one is debatable. I feel like they're about equal. I could edge it to either one, but I'm gonna edge the first round to DNA. Alright, round 2 by Thesaurus, man. Starts off his round saying, "You better book and find cover when I'm shooting with this big tech. Now let me show you what page I'm on by using my index." That shit was dope. Even Charlie Clips was like, yeah, that shit was dope. And through most of his second round, he didn't really have any quotable shit, but it was dope. The substance was there. It just wasn't quotable. Like, nothing that's gonna make you like, oh, holy shit. But it was like, this shit is dope. You could still tell this shit was dope. Alright, and he had some more Charlie Clip shit in the second round. But this shit I thought was doper. Like, it said DNA always uses Charlie's clips to reload. I mean, I kind of heard some shit like that before, but I thought that was dope. And make DNA wish he had a different gene code. I like that shit a lot too. So even though he didn't have a lot of quotables in the second round, the substance was fucking there. There was some dope shit going on in that second round for sure. Alright, DNA second round started off with like a little talking about Ilmac and Thesaurus as a duo. If Ilmac's a dictionary, he may say something straight and basic, and like a Thesaurus, you just take it and find another way to say it. I thought that shit was pretty dope. Ironic you send your links to Smack but never made URL. I thought that shit was dope as well. DNA has some more Peter name flips in there, which I thought were dope. And then he had like a little New York lottery scheme, which I don't think everyone in the room got it since it was in Toronto. But there was, you could tell by like Windfall and Take 5. But it was an alright scheme. Overall, man, I thought the second round went to the source. I just feel like the substance was doper. There's really nothing much to say besides that. The second round was just doper than the DNA's was. Alright, final round, 1-1, 1 round for the source, 1 round for DNA. Third round is a decisive round. And Thesaurus in the third round is still making Charlie Clips jokes. And at this point, it's just getting repetitive and they're not funny. That's just what it is. He let the arm stretch like a 7-star general or Kevin Garnett. I like that shit. That shit was dope. He had some Eric name flips and wordplay in there, which that shit was dope as fuck as well. It just makes me forget about the fucking Charlie Clips jokes, because that shit he was saying Eric about dude. It was fucking amazing. You try angles that are one-dimensional. Me, I'm a tetrahedron. Now, normally, I'd get on people that keep on saying the triangles thing, because I fucking hate that, and people just keep on saying it like it's new. Like, it's gonna be dope. But in this case, it is dope, because it's not like where he's gonna say, you triangles and end up a square. Okay, he didn't say that shit. He said, you triangles that are one-dimensional. Me, I'm a tetrahedron, and a tetrahedron is like a fucking complex triangle with vertexes and multiple sides and faces and shit. Not that I'm great in math, but that's kind of what I know. Anyway, the source's third round, I feel like it was his weakest round of the battle. But it was still a dope round for sure. Alright, DNA's third round starts off his third round by talking about how he thinks the source is a hypocrite, because when he battled Ilmac and Thesaurus battled Diaz and Paul Rich, Thesaurus pushed Diaz for talking about his father, but when Thesaurus battled Pat Stay and Pat Stay was talking about that shit, Thesaurus wasn't pushing or shoving Pat Stay, and he said it should have been like Wheel of Fortune. You should have never let Pat say Jack. I like that shit. His DNA's third round, was kind of like Thesaurus' second round, whereas it wasn't filled with a lot of quotables, but it was filled with dope substance and dope shit. He was talking about both their fathers, how both their fathers have passed on, and saying that who had it harder, and if you had your father, you would have been at Harvard, and I would have been selling crack or whatever. But I didn't. Oh man, it was dope shit, man. I'm gonna say that his third round was dope. It's when you say some shit like that, you're gonna have to have a really strong round to beat some shit like that. And unfortunately, I thought this was the source's weakest round. And DNA ends his round by saying you can't be a father of a scene without testing DNA. But I have to edge the third. Not even edge it. It's clear to me that DNA won that third round. And took the battle 2-1. The first two rounds I feel like could go either way, but to me the first round went to the source. No, the first one went to DNA. Second one went to the source. And the third one went to DNA. It was a dope battle for sure, though. There's no doubt about that. This battle comes out April 15th, probably on kingofthedot.com. So make sure you look for that on Twitter, on Facebook, you know what I'm saying? I'll link it up on this video when it comes out, if you're watching on the 15th. Or you could be watching earlier, who knows. Like I said, dope battle. Vengeance 2 is dope. I'll do a fresco in round 1-2. That battle comes out the 22nd, so I'll probably drop that video on the, 17th or 18th, because that's a dope fucking battle. That's a fucking dope. Fresco, man. I fucking said Fresco is not going to do that good, and I'll be damned if he didn't win that battle. Anyway, man. Follow me on Twitter at Nick Tile. Like this video, dislike it. Tell me what your opinions were on this battle if you've seen it. You know, I thought it was a dope battle. Instagram Nick Tile, Facebook Nick Tile. Everything is Nick Tile. Subscribe. I don't know if I said that yet. You know. Have a good day.
Tell them it's love, tell them it's hate, tell them it's guns, tell them it's weight. I can tell if you real, tell if you fake. Tell them anything, tell them what they wanna hear. Fake niggas, snake niggas. I cuts through the bullshit, I don't mistake niggas. I breaks niggas like curfew, school like Purdue. Most niggas complain, me I prefer to go a little hard for the chickens like